Hello, 8th graders, and welcome to this week's first video. We'll have 2 this week, so make sure you're checking back later this week to stay on target. Last time you were working on drawing straight line graphs. This time we're going to continue that with drawing straight line graphs using y equals mx plus b. Going to kind of dive right in to see what they want us to do. Real quick, remember in this y equals mx plus b form, m, the number that comes before the x, tells us the slope, and the slope is a measure of how steep the line is. It's the rise over the run, the change in the y value over the change in the x value. And b, the number that comes over here by itself, is where it crosses the y-axis. It's called the y-intercept. So just remember the number that comes in front of the x tells us how steep the line is. It's going to tell us how far to go in the y direction and how far in the x direction to go. And b is going to give us a starting point. It's going to say, hey, this line is going to cross the y-axis at b, the number b. Let's look at how this works. The first thing they're going to ask us to do is fill in some table values. And so, how do you get from 2 to 8? Well, it says shows 4 different x values. Multiply each x value by 4. If you take 2 times 4, you're going to get 8. And that's what to fill in there. So we're going to multiply by 4. 6 times 4 will give us our next number, right? That's down here. So 6 times 4 is 24. We'll plug that in. 4 times 4 is going to be 16. So we'll put that there. And 10 times 4 is going to give us 40. We've filled in the table. There's 4 different values here as well. Choose the y value to match x so that x plus y makes 3. When we add them together, we get 3. So what will we add to 1 to get 3? Better get 2. 1 plus 2 would give us 3, right? What would we add to 2 to get to 3? Going to add 1 since 2 plus 1 is 3. And finally, what would we add to 3 to give us 3? That'd be a 0. Choose a y value to match the x value so that when we add them, we get 7. Notice 2 plus 5 gave us 7. What could we add to 0 to get to 7? And the answer, of course, 7. Add these and you get 7. 4 plus some number should give us 7. 4 plus 3. And 6 plus some number, 1. Notice that the sum, when we add these together, we're going to get 7 for each of these, right? 7, 7, 7. Let's plot these points. Point A lives at 3, 5. Now, the first number, 3, tells us how far in the x direction to go. That's left or right. The second number, 5, tells us how far in the y direction to go. So if A lives at 3, 5, then we're going to take A, go over to 3 and up to 5. There's our A. If B lives at 1, 5, uno, cinco, that's 1, 5. And then C lives at 3, 3. So over to 3 and up by 3. There we go. Which graph shows the coordinates from this table plotted correctly? Well, it's got to go through 0, 0, and this one does. So that's a bonus. But so does this one. So let's look at the next number, 1, negative 2. At 1, is this graph at negative 2? No, that graph's not at negative 2. At 1, is this graph at negative 2? At 1, does not look like it's at negative 2. So it's not that one either. This one did go through 0, 0 as well, and at 1, it looks like it's at negative 2, so it's got to be this one. It had the point 0, 0 on it, and had the point 1, negative 2 on it, so we'll choose that one. Choose the y value to match the x value so that when you add them, you get 49. 2 plus 47 is 49. 20 plus what gives us 49? 20 plus 29. 11 plus something gives us 49. Must be 38. 11 plus 38 makes 49. And then let's stick the last one in there, 34 and 15 to give us 49. 1, 3 lies on the line. Well, I don't know if it does or not. How would we know if this point lies on this line? Well, we can plug in the values. Remember, the first number 1 is the x value, and the second number 3 is the y value. So if we were to plug in 1 for our x, we'd get 1/3, right? And 1/3 plus 5, does that give us 3? No. If I plugged in 1 here, I'd get 4 minus 1. Does that give me 3? Yes. I'm going to say that works. Again, plugging 1 in for x, 4 minus 1 is 3. That's our y value. Plug that in for y. 12, 9. 12 divided by 3 is 4, and add 5 and you get 9. So that's what y would be, 9 if you did the whole thing. So we're going to plug that there. And we'll just assume, we'll do a cheat. We'll just assume that we're correct on the others. Match these to their graphs. All right. This graph has a b value of -1, so it crosses at -1, and there's only one of these that does. I'll just move this over here. This graph crosses at -2, and there's only one of these lines that crosses at -2. It's this one. See, it crosses the y value at -2. This last number, the b, mx plus b, the b value -2 is on the y-axis. That's where the line crosses, and we'll assume that that one, which crosses at 1, goes there. There is no b value for these, but there are m values. There are slopes. Which of these lines has a slope that is -2? There's only one of these lines that's even got a negative slope, and it's this one here. So I'm going to put it there. Mr. Negative Slope. And then one of these has a slope of 2, and one would have a slope of 1. Even though it says y equals x, that's like y equals 1x. So there's really a 1 in front of that x there. So this one is a slope of 1. And if you look here, you go up 1 and over 1, slope of 1. Up 1, over 1, that's a slope of 1. So we're going to go with a 1 and a 2 there, because that one has a slope of 2. So you go up by 2 and over by 1. Change in y was 2 over by 1 on the x. All right, we can see which one of these matches up with one of those. Well, the b value is 2. Excuse me, the b value is 2, isn't it? So it's got to cross at 2. That's this one. Is that what I'm supposed to do? Like, that one just hangs out there. It doesn't fit very well. This one's got to cross at 4, or -4, I should say. It's that one. And the slope is -1, see? And this one here, the b value is actually 0, because it's not there, right? So it crosses at 0, and it has a slope of 1/3, up by 1, over by 3. Submit. We were on fire. We went all the way through to the extreme levels. All right. Keep in mind, y equals mx plus b. M stands for your slope. B stands for your y-intercept. Follow along and do the questions. You know how to get a gold medal. Try your best. Take care of yourselves. Check back later on in the week to get your second assignment. Have a good one. See you later.